Good afternoon, everybody. This is the AbA podcast. We're your hosts. We got Rax, Iceman, and myself, Money. We're going to talk in about 3 minutes about the Washington Commanders, Redskins, Washington football team, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I'm here to tell you guys.
Washington twice baked potato skins.
Sure. I'm here to tell you guys they literally have started the worst losing culture that I have seen in NFL franchise history, hiring Dan Quinn, firing Eric Bieniemy, and then bringing in Cliff Kingsbury.
That's a bold take when we have teams like the Raiders out there, but I'll let you continue.
You're going to tell me hiring a head coach who is barely 500, firing a Super Bowl offensive coordinator.
They drafted anybody as bad as Jamarcus Russell yet?
Yeah, probably.
We're good then. They're not there yet. Okay.
I mean,
when they do
they're
that,
on their way though.
What about Chase Young, dude? Mr. Lazy himself.
That's just a bad narrative.
Yeah, but Chase Young has a career still.
I don't. Yeah, honestly, anybody that's like in our position, where Chase Young's lazy. It's a really easy thing to say for a guy that probably spends 60 hours a week fucking working out. Like, he's pretty lazy.
I mean, he's just lazy at the end of plays.
You don't look like that. Not working.
Steroids.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you take steroids and don't work out. You're just.
Here's my point.
The only thing I'm here for in the Commanders thing is they hired the guy who lost the 28-3 and denied the guy who beat him in the 28-3 game. I'm just here for the storyline to watch this team now crash and burn because this would be fucking hilarious.
They also hired Cliff Kingsbury, who, what the fuck has he done in the NFL?
He's hot, dude.
No,
he coached Arizona one time.
He's super hot.
No, he's
hot. He's got a hot wife.
Every few years,
a hot play caller. He's hot, dude.
Every few years, so hot this guy goes to a college and he becomes a quarterback's best friend and says, "You're going to bring me to the fucking top, homeboy. I'm going to go to your frat party with you. Let's go. We're going to hang out." And about 6 months,
I figured out what this is all about.
About 6 months before the draft,
your brother's freaking out about the Manders.
What?
You're going to have to be a Commanders fan because they're going to pick Caleb Williams.
I don't personally like Caleb Williams.
Oh, I thought you were a USC Caleb. You're not a Caleb Williams fan?
I'm a USC fan, don't get me wrong, but no, Caleb Williams, not tied in at all.
So,
Caleb's going to the Bears, dude.
Should I keep my hot take for the draft? Because I've already got a quarterback hot take on the draft.
Yeah, Caleb Williams is going to the Patriots.
No.
Drake May's the GOAT.
I'll take it, but Drake May is the best quarterback in this draft.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't even done the film study. I know it.
They say that he's like Josh Allen and Lamar with Pat Mahomes' arm. That is a take. Go look it up. I swear to God,
it's just Josh Allen. It's just ultra redundant. He's fast. Who are they saying this about?
Drake May.
He does not run nearly like half as well as either of those guys, and that's no disrespect to him, but you can't.
I don't think you're quite as keen on how well he does run, Rax, but
he's definitely
not as good as
Josh. I think that
there's
like the bias though. Like it looks a lot more impressive in college football, but even guys that were rushing for whatever they wanted in college football as quarterbacks, right? Are you making hand motions at me?
Yeah, I'm throwing the fucking penalty flag, bud. We're talking Commanders, not draft.
You need to get a real flag.
Okay, well, I'll take my 15 yards, and I'm going to say my piece, ref, and you can go fuck off. Okay? And my piece is... All right, I'm done. I'm just done. I don't want to talk to you. Fine.
Here's my thing.
I'll bring it
Here's my thing, guys.
Randy Moss. 84.
The only thing I want to talk about on the Commanders is pretty simple. Is it them... like those two guys were that good in their interviews that they're just, over the top. Is it a cultural thing? Or what is it where Eric Bieniemy does not have a job?
Well, The Weeknd once wrote in a song that was then recorded and stolen by Drake and put out as an album on Headliners. And the lyric goes that you hate the fact that you bought the dream and they sold you one. And that will be their existence, right? That quote right there. They're going to hate the fact that those two guys sold them that dream and that they bought it. Right?
Yeah.
And that's all it boils down to. Because if their interviews were that good and they sold themselves that well, better than Eric Bieniemy, who has a resume better than 99% of people fucking calling plays or interacting with players right now.
Who had a fifth round who had a 5th-round quarterback throwing 4,000 plus yards.
And that's the other thing too. It almost feels like the Rooney Rule is just fucked up affirmative action, and that's really part of this too, because there's 0 black OCs now.
Yeah.
0 in the NFL. And that's just not reflective of the communities that game is supported by, not reflective of the best product that we can put forward. That definitely means that plays are not being called at the highest level. And when guys, again, and I'm going to keep quoting this until he says otherwise, like Tom Brady, say mediocrity is everywhere in today's game, because it fucking is.
Yeah, that's a huge thing too. I mean, you bring up the Rooney Rule. Like, there was a report that came out about NFL owners saying that the Niners should no longer get compensatory picks for the coaching that they've allowed in the league lately, or that they've brought into the league through the Kyle Shanahan tree.
Oh, yeah, because Robert Saleh is a head coach now. And
Robert Saleh, DeMarco Murray. Or yeah,
DeMarco
Murray. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, they all look the same, huh, bud? Fuck me.
But anyway, I mean, you guys see what I'm saying. Like, there's a bunch of these guys just moving around. So, here's my thing. Here's my other hot take on this. When the Commanders realize they fuck up and they clean house, they can have Bill Belichick as a head coach. They can have Mike Vrabel as a defensive coach, and they can have Eric Bieniemy as the offensive coach.
Didn't Vrabel just get signed today? Isn't he doing something for somebody?
Vrabel? No, I don't think so.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure Vrabes is jobless. Let's verify.
I don't think he's coaching, but I think he has a job.
Nope.
What did I see today?
The report right now is former Titans coach Mike Vrabel reportedly intimidates NFL executives due to his size.
The other one
I feel like the real problem, and maybe we should break down a whole episode of this, because I've been learning a lot more as my team is falling apart and they're rebuilding the Patriots, is the real issue with the NFL is that there are fucking corporate execs who do not even understand the game, that have way too much say in what is being put onto the fucking field. And that is the problem with some of the NFL.
What's that old adage? If it makes dollars, it makes sense. And, maybe it just doesn't make sense anymore. I mean, it might make dollars, but it ain't making too much sense.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Yeah, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, not even at my own Patriots. I actually think we made some more good hires. I think a lot of people hating on Ben McAdoo, just want to get that in there. I think Ben McAdoo is actually a pretty sneaky one. He was trying to get Pat Mahomes for the Giants back in 2017.
Was it the Texans GM that did a little victory lap the other day, and he's like, "Aren't you so glad I didn't draft Sam Howell?"
Bruh, aren't you so glad? That guy could have been the Patriots GM. He worked for us.
Well, hey,
Sam Howell could have been good if he had an offensive line.
He is good.
He lives in Louisville.
We'll get into Halaban this summer when we're running out of shit to talk about. We'll talk about the Halaban.
There's two winners.
56 times this season.
2 winners in Washington.
He's a good quarterback. He's going to be a good quarterback.
Brian Robinson, winner. Terry McLaurin, winner. Get everybody the fuck else out of my face.
You don't like who's the other wide receiver over there? What's
Dotson? Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, thank you.
In limited capacity, I think he torched me in fantasy, so he's probably good, but I'm not about it right now.
Super explosive. I don't think he creates the separation.
Well, and that's the thing, though. It's like
speed.
You're looking at these stat lines. Sam Howell throwing the ball like 45, 55 times, and then all his receivers have dog shit stats. So it's
because they can't move the ball on the ground because it's just Brian Robinson for 3 yards every time.
And for the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, he was RB2 in the NFL, and then they just I think he went down, and then they're like, "Oh shit, Gibson's our backup. We can't ride this guy."
Well,
we tried that.
He doesn't have the pass catching dimension either, so that makes it difficult because when he's on the field, okay, it's one of two options. He's getting the ball or he's blocking.
They're falling into perpetual mediocrity.
Yeah.
I think it's what a lot of teams do where, somebody doesn't pan out instantly, and so they just keep drafting the same positions and never really build on it to let people get better, and that's just not how this whole life thing works. You don't start something great. You get better along the way, and if you want to be great, at some point you got to be good, and then really fucking good, and scary good, and then great.
Or then you're Pat Mahomes, and you're just born like this.
Damn. Yeah.
Just fuck,
Not
suck
everybody
his
can
dick
be
some more,
Gretzky,
dude.
okay?
Fuck.
Not everybody can be born Dolly Parton. You can't just wake up and be the best at
I'm
something.
starting to think that you're a Chiefs fan, not a Patriots fan.
I wish I was. I'm
I
not.
think this
I'm
guy's
calling-
a Chief fan. I think this
Dude, I'm
guy's
calling-
been chiefing with some fans.
I'm not a Chiefs fan.
I'm calling
Let's not
Tom
go
Brady
there.
tomorrow, and I'm telling him straight up that you just hate him.
TB12?
Absolutely hate TB12,
The
dude.
Tom
No, I
Brady?
think next week we should do another one of these on another team, and let's just do one a week on one team, like a
Can't
short
wait till we get to the
10-minute
Niners. And
stab at every
I will
roster.
probably have the most visceral one about my favorite team.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. On that note, guys, ABA podcast, we're outie. Catch you
No
next time.
crying about the Patriots.
And as you guys know, Chase is now a Pat Mahomes fan, not a Tom Brady fan.